Hello, everyone. You joined us here for another edition of Sound Goblin Gaming here on Thursday nights at Sound Goblin's Twitch page. I'm as always
That
your
thing
host.
we do.
I'm as always your host, the Krampus,
I'm Shiv.
I'm Hunter Grain.
and Vince will be joining us later. But for the moment, we are heading back into the world of Control. Remember last time we learned about the Federal Bureau of Control? We became the director after a bit of Russian roulette with a magic space gun. Now we are in the process of trying to lift the directorial lockdown so that we can go to the other floors of the facility. And keep the reactor from exploding. Unless you forget, we did also learn about the singing fish that has the devil in it and sings cuss words.
Yes, build
That's
a
just a
bad
prank,
mouth.
bro.
What's your read on all this?
Energy
All right, our sound
conversion's
is good.
well below the acceptable percentage.
Ah, cool.
Internal pressure's climbing so fast, I'm amazed the NSC is still holding. When it blows, we're all going with it.
Oh, thanks, Frank. Real positive.
Alright. Before we get started, we've got a little bit to talk about.
When the converters and
our
coolant pumps
here.
are working again, we should be able to get this baby back down to a safe temperature. I hope.
What do you know about the hiss?
Not much, only what I've seen. Well, they use
Oh,
the
just
same
that it's a
tactics
dumb
the Marshal
fucking
and
name?
Salvador taught us, which makes me think that the hiss haven't completely erased the people inside, which is a pretty fucking horrible thought.
We'll touch on
Or
that in
they're
a
just
second.
using whatever they find in their victims' heads. In any case, they are really eager to get inside the power plant.
Why do you think that is?
Shit, I don't know. They want to make my life harder?
What do you do here, Arish?
Security chief of the maintenance sector. I make sure all the weird shit down here doesn't bother the maintenance crews. Learned everything I know from Salvador. The best security agent this bureau has ever seen.
And you like your job?
I love it. You know,
So,
everyone thinks
just a
that
question?
maintenance is the lowest rung on the ladder just because we fix pipes instead of writing memos, but I gotta be honest. These are the bravest people in the goddamn building. I'm proud to work with them.
I've done a few odd jobs with these kind of folks. They say what they mean. I like that.
That's not a consistent thing. Jessie seems to be like pro lower end, like blue collar worker. She likes the janitors. She likes the maintenance people. She's inherently
To be fair.
distrustful of power.
To be fair,
That's
you
fair.
should like Ahti.
Yes, Ahti's
Liking
great.
Ahti is in your
What
best interest.
exactly is the power plant?
Listen, I only know what Salvador told me.
We will touch more
It
on
generates
Ahti at
all
a
the
certain
electricity for
point.
the bureau,
I have a
and it's got two
the-
very simple rules.
yeah,
Rule
prepared
one,
speech,
keep it below a
but
certain temperature. Rule 2, don't ever open it. Oh, and 3, it's classified, so I shouldn't ask.
Sounds like secrets are standard operating procedure around here.
Have you worked for the government
It's all part of
before?
the job.
What do you know about the service weapon?
Not much. That thing is director only. Salvador told me by the time he saw Trench use it. Sounds like that gun can do some serious damage. Yeah, I did see pictures of it once, though, and it looks different to that thing you're carrying. You mounted or something? It's new.
Is new
Yes,
a
we
good
did.
thing?
Given the circumstances, I'd say new is our best bet.
hey, speaking of Ahti,
Do you know this Ahti guy?
Of course. He's my favorite coffee break buddy. Dude has got some crazy stories. He probably knows more than anyone else around here, if you can make sense of what he's saying.
Any idea where he's from? I'm guessing Sweden.
He's from where he's from. Look, there are just some stones that are better left unturned, you know?
all right.
I should be going. Try to stay
Right.
alive.
You got a lockdown to lift.
So, as far as the hiss as a name, there's a throwaway line. It's very easy to miss because we were going through the executive sector at a pretty rapid clip.
Yeah.
Jessie names it the hiss just because it sounds like hissing in her head when she interacts with it. And then later, she makes a comment that everyone has started calling it the hiss automatically after she became director. It is almost certain, but never directly stated, that the reason they're called the hiss by the Bureau is because Jessie calls them the hiss. And like a lot of other stuff that just manifested when she became director, the name just stuck.
Well, I mean, that is honestly less weird than like hear reports on various things left around by a person we literally met 5 minutes ago at my direction.
Yes. Yeah, there's paperwork manifesting that's already by order of Jesse Faden, director. Oh, new enemy type. So these guys that are floating backwards are exploders. When they die, they explode.
Never would have guessed.
Now, these guys are actually good to see later once we have a certain upgrade with telekinesis. Because later on,
We
we
can
will
use
get
them
the
as
ability.
bombs.
Yeah, later we'll just get the ability to yank people who are of a certain health level. And so we can, like, shoot them once, grab them, and then throw them back into the bullets.
Yeah, there's a reason why telekinesis is basically the best power you get in this game.
Yeah.
Unsurprising.
Like, you could put your points into other powers, and eventually we will, just because there's some nice upgrades for the other powers, but when it comes to what my first choice for upgrades is, it will always be telekinesis. School pumps. It doesn't matter which order you do these in, you can go and do them either way, but we'll go ahead and do the coolant pumps first.
Power cut. Replace the parts.
Ati?
Thanks, Ati.
First real quick. Chest. Shatter projectile boosts. Which is actually not bad. This fires 3 extra projectiles.
Oh.
As stated earlier, the Shatter does have the ability to become an extremely powerful sniper rifle, because one of the mods we will eventually get is a mod that completely eliminates scatter from it.
So it becomes a Borderlands shotgun.
Even better. It becomes a shotgun with 0 spread that fires all its pellets in one giant, like, lump.
That's just a slug.
Oh, that worked. Hey, we got a strategic target. Oh boy, I do not want to be down here. Oh, we're down here, I guess.
You're home now.
Yeah, so there is a trick you can do with the flying guns. They will dodge the first one, they won't dodge the second. They can go, haha, you dodged. And then you just throw a second one and they take a whole bunch of extra damage.
Nice.
Alright, fixing the house. Let's see what comes out of it. I'm interested in the coolant pumps. Hey, what's this over there? Oh. Oh, that's radioactive.
Radioactive. Radioactive. And VOD mute.
My name is Dr. Pierce, lead researcher of the Parakinesiology Department.
We sang it too well.
I've discovered a Code Omega paranatural entity residing within the Bureau itself, right under our noses. Darling refused to allocate me the budget or resources, so I'm taking matters into my own hands.
Consider not doing that?
Recording for the proof I need to convince them. The furnace can speak. It's been talking to me for some time now. Listen. Did you hear that? It's a sentient force capable of communicating. I checked, and there's no record of ever installing this furnace. I believe that... Oh, sorry. What?
It's rude to speak over the
I
furnace.
can feed you. What do you eat? I see. I'll try to find some volunteers.
Oh, that's not ominous.
Hmm. I would have that person change department.
Biological material. Seems like we're breaking some environmental regulations on waste disposal, but if that's what Ati wants, then I'll get it done.
No, no! The janitor does not have that level of authority.
Yeah, stuck in a box.
Yes, you're a terrible director.
Burning some trash. Helping out Ati. The guy who makes the Bureau work. A boom boom.
That's all of them.
All right. Got 2 ability points. We got a mod for a weapon. We're starting to fill up on mods here. Moment. Oh, that's a left. This is one of the problems with the element system is you get into a good set of mods and you don't get to the next tier right away, so you just end up collecting a whole bunch of weapon mods.
Yeah.
Just gonna go for raw damage on the grip. Okay. So this is important. Now we can launch
Was it?
grenades and rockets back at the enemy.
Nice.
And now, one of the most useful powers in the game.
Yeah.
Launch basic enemies when their health is low.
Nice.
So it begins.
And I don't care about melee damage enough to ever really pump it.
That's those points that are better spent saved to pump into boosting
Telekinesis, yeah.
telekinesis.
Or energy, so we can use telekinesis more often.
Also an option.
So now we have our first upgrades. We have another weapon we can get, the spin. And we have the upgrade for the
Spin?
grip. Yeah, the
Is that a
spin.
JoJo's reference?
No, it is not.
How dare.
And like I said, I really never find any reason to put stuff into the mod random pool that you can invest in.
Yeah. What is the spin version of the gun?
The spin version of the gun is the machine gun.
Ah.
It's more like a submachine gun, really. But it's a rapid fire, low damage. If you get something that can boost damage on it, though, especially if you get A, a damage boost, and B, a conditional damage boost, like damage boost on headshot, you can turn it into a fairly powerful gun.
Okay.
We are going to take spin maneuvers, because there is a reasonable chance we're going to get the spin soon. We are not getting the pierce or charge soon. It's kind of unfortunate that these can appear in the random pool.
Mm.
Like, even Executive Incursion I'm inclined to take, because we're going to go back to the Executive place at some point, and we're probably going to kill people with launch. Which is the official term for telekinesis. But charge and pierce we're not getting soon, and both of them are fairly situational weapons. Not that the close range only shotgun isn't a situational at the moment. It's just, and there we go. Whatever damage calculations they use for how damaging an object is, human corpses are near the top of the pile.
It's the bones, clearly.
Also, when you grab somebody, they auto-die, so it's not like they could
They'll have
get
a
free.
sliver of health and, yeah.
Pro, go to city. Fix it fast. If the plan goes boom, we can throw the spoon.
There you are. Weasel. Oh, and as a side effect of the upgrade, human corpses are easier to grab with telekinesis now. So if you kill somebody all the way, there is still a chance you can beat the corpse as they're falling.
Nice.
And get to use them as a telekinesis thing. Oh, clog complaint. A gross blockage down in the water systems is back. What the fuck is it? Where does it keep coming from? And why the hell does Ahti keep yelling nonsense at it? He acts like he can understand it. Of course, he acts like we can understand him too. Guess that's just his brand of crazy. I'm gonna try out a new drain cleaner. Extreme strength. Oh, and
Clearly just the reactor pooping.
we did also
No, those reactors do.
did also get the result on the Hiss Charged, which is the official name of those exploders. The Hiss Charged agents are examples of extreme physical deformation resulting from Hiss corruption. Hiss Charged display an unthinking fixation on any non-corrupted individuals in the area. Once within a specific proximity, they erupt into a burst of focused Hiss resonance, so dense it acts as a physical force. The Hiss Charged is depleted of the Hiss corruption after this eruption. The host is left lifeless. This behavior may be an adaptive response to the HRAs. The Hiss Charged are designed to blow the devices off potential hosts, exposing them to the resonance. Is the Hiss capable of customizing a corrupt host's altered ability to this degree? Why is the physiology of the Hiss Charged so dramatically different from the host's original form? Lots of questions, no answers. Refer to file redacted for full report. And the multimedia one we've got there is just the recording of the woman talking about the furnace. Nobody else? Nobody else? Okay, we're good. Let's fix them pipes.
Her pipe.
Haha! You thought the pipe was done? Ran out of telekinesis energy.
Unfortunate.
Excuse me, sir. Could you please stop helping us from our dead comrades?
No.
Unfortunate.
My old enemy is blocking the pipes. You need to deal with that. He's very clever. He's trying to sneak in. But he's very risky.
What the hell is that? Oh, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Insert jokes about the Great Mighty Pooh here.
I don't know. Back to the Great Mighty Pooh, not Alpha.
Ow. Still need more crafting materials and more money. Oh, and yeah, we're all the way back here. So, enjoy the run back.
Don't die.
Yay.
We need to fix this thing ASAP.
It says here, get good.
What the hell is that? Oh, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
What oh?
Uh-huh.
Is that a Vincist here?
Yep.
Hello. We're cleaning pipes for Ahti.
There is a horrible pipe monster.
Somehow I'm not surprised.
Also, that auto glitching just in Discord, or is it also happening?
Oh, it is absolutely happening on Discord.
I mean, is it happening on stream? Already.
Doesn't look like it. I see a little bit of drop frames.
Stream's still up.
You're I agree with y'all.
Hold
Steve
on,
audio
hold
is not terrible.
Hold on, I have to mute. I had to mute the side stream. Oh, it is absolutely coming through on the
Describe the problem in more detail.
crackling audio.
Oh.
Yeah.
It is not just game audio, it is also our audio.
Give me a second.
Certainly was. Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. You might be just time for me to just buy a new router. Or modem. Or something.
Buy a new something.
I mean, a new router or modem won't help if it's just Cox. Cox.
Okay, audio seems to be going clear now, so we're
Alright,
fine.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after doing Ring Around the Rosie here with the clog, we have destroyed it and freed up the pipe.
And now I've muted the stream again, so I'm not jamming myself.
Pipes? Nothing more satisfying.
Oh,
Smells
shit.
like my neighbor. Sounds like my neighbor is making pancakes, and now I really want pancakes.
Oh, I did not want to do this fight with this low health.
Don't get hit.
That simple. Hit them before they hit you. In fact, hit them till they die before they hit you. That's my expert opinion.
There he went. That's our introduction to the heavy guys.
It's a rude introduction.
It is a rude introduction. Normally not that bad unless you got tagged by the clog and lost 4/5 of your health.
I don't like that sound.
Also, very clear mold growths here on the walls. We will deal with that in time.
Old. Playing Resident Evil 7?
For injuries, because you're fixing war, just like, pour some healing juice on a hand and reattach it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's 8. They had to staple the hand onto
Okay,
7.
fine. I can... What, get my head chopped off with a shovel?
No, that killed that guy. Jack didn't have his head shot or cut off by a shovel. He shot himself.
A horrible self-injury occurs in 7 as well. That should not be survivable, except it is because of mold. As the boot to the head?
Well, we didn't technically survive that because we were dead because of it. Also, I'm gonna die.
Alright. That went much better than last time. We got a new report.
His trooper.
Yep. Troopers are meant to be the first agents to enter unknown AWEs, thresholds, or any other paranaturally hazardous situation. They are heavily armored and heavily armed in preparation for the worst. As a result of their role, his troopers have access to the heaviest armor and weaponry from the Bureau's armory, including a military-grade chain gun and grenade launchers. In addition to their already formidable FBC-issued armor, the Hiss resonance surrounding these entities is dense enough to stop bullets. If forced to engage one of these, be sure to make use of any available cover. Also note that to the telekinetically talented, enemy grenades can be a welcome source of ammunition. Refer to file redacted for full report.
Refer to file. We didn't want to make a filing system for this game for full report.
Yep.
Do you know how many collectibles and reports there are? They damn well did make a filing system.
I'm just wondering why they're redacting that specifically.
Yeah.
That file
There's a
was
lot
secret.
of the there's a lot of the redactions that I'm like, okay, I get what you're going for, but that type of thing would not be redacted in this thing, unlike two other things that you do have in here, specifically because they're plot important.
It's again harkening back to the SCP Foundation, where a bunch of stuff, even stuff that you normally wouldn't think would be redacted, if you can figure out what's being said, is redacted.
I mean, yes, there's also a lot of things that the old SCP things were redacted, not because it would have been redacted, but because the writer didn't want to actually come up with anything for it.
Yes. Thematically, there are a lot of reasons why you can redact the documents for the SCP Foundation.
I'm pretty sure there's an SCP article that has the word "the" redacted for shits and giggles.
Yes. Oh no, Deputy Supervisor. IDPU 381. Otherwise known as a random boss they just
Random boss one.
What if they're opening fire?
Got him. Okay. There's that problem taken care of. Hey, we killed enough heavy troopers, or demolition troopers, to complete that objective.
Nice.
Survival tactics. Kill enemies without dying.
That is a tactic for survival.
Survival tactic. Don't die.
Okay.
People die when they are killed.
I've been told that.
Well, it probably wouldn't kill you even if it did die. Ah, shit.
Pretty sure you got that backwards, but I like it anyways.
I do need to go back and check something. A. We have one of these to find.
Oh.
Help.
Doesn't look like there's a note in here. No.
Yep.
Get back down to pipes. Because if you notice on the map there's a secret area.
Oh! Why would the map spoil that?
There are actually places on here that aren't spoiled. There are 2 levels of secret place. Now, I am betting if they're going to respawn the enemies when they get in here.
How many walls do you have to click on to find them?
You actually have to put like plastic explosive on the wall 3 times in the same area.
Hit a wall 50 times in order to make it invisible.
Ah, okay. I had to check. That is a door we will not be going through until later, and we will be coming out the other side of it to unlock it.
The doing things 50 times thing will always remind me of the secret photo in Resident Evil 2. So, in the STARS office in Resident Evil 2, you can inspect Wesker's desk, and it'll tell you there's nothing of importance there. If you do it 50 times, you find a photo of Rebecca Chambers in a baseball or in a basketball uniform.
Basketball uniform, yeah, like a jersey.
Yep.
I was just referencing Arkham Asylum,
I'm aware.
where they hid a secret behind a wall with no indicator in a game that has indicators and walls you can actually destroy that require you to put 3 layers of plastic or explosives on it in order to actually blow that wall. And they were surprised people didn't find this.
Yep.
Of course they didn't find this. There's literally no indication this exists.
Alright, well, we've cleared out the coolant pumps, and we've encountered the spooky furnace.
To be fair, the plastic explosives were the equivalent of morph ball bombs, in that you have unlimited of them. You can just only
You
have
do.
3 place at a time.
But it was
You
more
do.
a case of, hey, this game has a thing where you can go into a special mode and see destroyable walls, and that's like a mechanic for the entire game. And you put the explosive on the wall and it destroys that section of wall. But this one doesn't have a marker and requires you to put 3 levels or layers on it.
It's that second part that makes it particularly.
So even if you were going around just putting explosives on random walls, you still weren't going to break this one.
Yeah.
Given that there's no reason to put explosives on random walls, because there aren't any other unmarked walls.
It's true.
So even if you're just being strange and paranoid.
Like paranoid, beyond levels of my paranoia.
Like, not saying I found it through bombing, but I have enough Metroidvania experience to know you bomb everything. Though, to be fair, I also would not have placed 3 layers of the explosive
On that
the
wall.
same thing. Yep.
Yeah. We'll talk more about doing the same thing over and over again when we get to the Elden Ring DLC.
Oh no.
We'll have a brief interlude during the Elden Ring DLC about FromSoft quest design. Because there are some gripes to bring up.
Well, you know.
We've encountered another mold room. We'll be getting a power-up later that will allow us to enter moldy areas.
Is it just a gas mask?
No.
Ugh.
I find it particularly amusing that there was actually nothing supernatural going on in the oldest house, and just a home inspector comes through and just explains everything rationally.
Oh god, that would be amazing.
Yeah, this door's just not set right.
Somebody,
I keep hearing this hissing noise. Yeah, that your pipes are leaking.
somebody hung the router over these cables.
This router cables hanging over these pipes.
Okay. Here is a slight problem I have with control. The only way you have of interacting with things is through telekinesis. If I wanted to grab that box there... Okay. My cursor has now briefly highlighted. That is the thing. If I moved that cursor in any direction, when I was highlighted there, I would have grabbed a barrel, some shrapnel, some ground from beneath my feet.
It's vital
I mean, let's be plainly honest.
for the whole thing.
If we had the power of telekinesis,
I wouldn't
you
use anything else.
anything with your fucking hand. Anything. If you had telekinesis.
I'm saying, if I had telekinesis, I'd have to have a special budget for placement cups.
Uh-huh.
So it kind of depends
Just getting
on
broke.
how it depends on what type of telekinesis you have, how hard it is to use, etc. How articulate you can be with it.
We use it exclusively for violence.
Yeah, I figure we have a very rough telekinesis that basically is like, object that way, okay.
We have attract and push. That is literally the ability we have.
Yeah.
Pull to us, push away from us.
Our upgrades to
I still
telekinesis
would
just allow us to throw larger and larger things.
I would still use that to grab anything in my house and to put anything back in my house.
The safe
Broken
object.
cabinets, broken refrigerator.
Uh-huh.
The safe object of power can produce a barrier using objects or material from its immediate vicinity. See OOP22 case file for more details. Bureau Rangers were given permission to employ heavy weaponry against a para-utilitarian bound to this object in order to gauge the barrier's durability. Redacted and redacted velocity ammunition were tested with redacted results. Testing will continue after redacted. The safe object of power is clearly a viable candidate for use in combat response scenarios. Allowing para-utilitarians to participate in alternate engagements would be an advantage worth considering. Refer to file 8-53-8367 for full report. Son of a bitch. Gotcha. Oh god. I think I partially parried that with the corpse.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Close that door. Taking your phone. It's for you.
Oh,
Ah, it was a party line.
Lest we forget, we are here to fix the generator.
I did forget.
Good thing this generator is specifically rigged to work with telekinesis.
I think, see our earlier conversation, if you had the ability for certain people to have telekinesis, it's kind of like Dead Space, where all the maintenance people just have a telekinesis module at will. If you could have
I mean,
telekinesis...
standard
that
equipment.
Fuck you.
Let's go lift the lockdown.
Look around for items and things.
Aren't items and things the same thing?
No, totally different.
Subsection. An item is a thing. A thing is not an item.
Oh, that's fair. Wait, no.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
No,
Items would be things,
a
but things
thing,
wouldn't necessarily be items.
a thing is an item, but not all things are items.
A concept is not an item. But a concept is a thing.
Yes. Like I said, not all things are items.
Yeah, which is exactly what he implied.
Yes, all items are things, but not all things are.
Next game is Wednesday at 8. Usual spot. Hazard owes me $20. Arish, he's still on a fucking winning streak. Someone please figure out how he's cheating. Thompson, suspended for a game because of that shady dealing incident. Guy, I owe you 60. I bought beers last time, so it's Hepstinol's turn. Remus. And electricity level's good. Water level's good. Aha! Your drums gave you away!
Oh, why did we sound the battle drum?
One of the Hiss's many flaws is it insists on having a battle soundtrack.
Okay. Done, we're good.
To protect them, forces contain a lockdown will only be lifted by a directorial override.
This is what we came here to do.
First off, before we get into an unfortunate fight again, let's unlock the spin. And we can only have 2 equipped at a time, but I find that a really good, stable combo is just the spin and the shatter. Something for mid-range, something for short range, and if you need to hit something at long range, you throw something at
Yeah, I was going
telekinesis.
to say, you have telekinesis for long range.
And we're just going to throw 40% headshot damage on the spin.
That you do.
Now all the rest of the areas of the Bureau are opened up to us.
That's it. The other sector should be open now. I think it's time I told Emily why I'm here. I'll risk it. You two should be feeling each other.
Timebreaker.
Ah, the sequel to Time Knife.
Hey, look, it's developer photos.
Yeah.
Don't bring dogs into the office. Some of us have allergies. I love this one. Acoustic guitar for sale. Turns out it's pretty hard. I'm interested to see Greg in maintenance. $50.
Fair.
Hey, remember to wash your hands. Your hands can spread the mold.
Why at the oldest house? What? Why would you have acts performing at the oldest house? Unless this is something they're containing and it needs to have an audience. So, then you know what?
I imagine the acts just happen.
Yeah,
Yeah, who knows how much of this is anomalous?
that's also entirely true.
heard of the book club before. With the mysterious book that was different for everyone.
Yep.
Yeah, no,
Turns out it's really not different. There's just like 5 books with the same name, and no one actually got the right book.
You're heading on back.
The Forlorn.
Get the save point. Fight the guys in here, because the guys in here always respawn. Old room. That's where we got the horse.
How can that be where we got the horse? Horses aren't real.
Or we got them. We synced with the merry-go-round horse, which is a fake horse, or a real
Okay.
plastic horse based on the fake concept of horses.
Gotcha.
Now, before we go back to executive, we have that objective up at the top that we still need to do. Because we heard about the safe. I don't know about you, but I would like a barrier between me and bullets.
Pretty kind of nice, yeah.
Would be kind of nice. Okay. Spawn out here, they're not spawning. Hit the save point. So I plug in my headset. It's running low on power. So the annoying thing about this room is that it is broken up into 3 major sections, and any of these sections can trigger a fight. Checking all things. They occasionally want you to, like, climb around and find stuff. Alright. Head to central maintenance. Thresholds. Compiled by Dr. Carla Vaughn, research specialist, by order of Casper Darling, head of research. The oldest house is a place in flux. Thresholds appear with no warning. What the threshold will contain is a question we can only answer once it manifests. Widely accepted theory is that thresholds are dimensions vibrating on a redacted frequency different from our own. When these frequencies match, the threshold will manifest in the oldest house, which acts as a redacted. Others theorize thresholds are parallel universes, possibly our own reality at a different point in time. Some believe our collection of altered materials affects the house or attracts the thresholds. We do know for certain that thresholds are not permanent. Eventually, their frequency will shift. Some believe the Earth itself is just another threshold connected to the oldest house, which is actually rooted in some other reality. This theory, while impossible to disprove, causes redacted in those who learn of it, so it is actively denied. For refer to file 5-05-1881 for full report. And we did get the full version of internal lockdown.
So much is expected from the director. The responsibility, the privilege to steer the Bureau into dangerous waters and safely out again. To inspire and lead its people, to protect them. The board is there to advise you, but they want things in return. You hold all this in your old, trembling hands. I had to lose everything before I could see the Bureau is the director's life. There's no room for anything else. If the forces contained here escaped, we'd be dragged.
It's a job, not your life, buddy.
Of superstition, terror, death. Assuming you think we ever really left that behind. Any emergency, any major containment breach, and the lockdown goes into effect. I implemented this security measure in my first years as director. I knew we were vulnerable. I'd personally seen the cost of sloppiness. I made sure the internal lockdown could only be lifted by a directorial override, only to be used when the director is confident the sectors are safe to be opened again. This way, the director is the last line of defense. And if I screw up, it's on me, and me alone.
Alright. Occasionally, we will get red cubes. Red cubes are bad. They should be defeated at all costs. Blackwell processing, but here's...
Sounds like anti-Q propaganda.
Probably a servant of the Trapezoid Emperor.
Field Training Actor Complaint. I'd like to file a formal complaint regarding the unauthorized use of my voice in a state of quality that I did not agree on. The fact they were planning to use material from what I thought was a rehearsal was not communicated to me at all. Had I been, I would have disallowed the use for those recordings. I want use of the Ranger Field Training Course recorded messages to halt immediately. I will not stand for this humiliation among my peers. I will go to HR with this if necessary. Signed, Randall Pulaski. That's way too small to read.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's Nixon. Nixon and a bunch of cabinet people, I suppose. Heads of state.
This would take more looking into than I would want to think about.
Yeah.
And that's a tape recording of his drunken calls to the press.
Basic weapons proficiency. If you're not with this course and believe you require combat training, please speak with your supervisor. Okay. Grab over here.
So I just read this. Welcome to the Ranger Field Training Course. The course must be completed in a specified amount of time. When you're ready to start, press the button.
Gee, I can see why you wouldn't be happy with us.
Did love obstacle courses.
Get ready, Ranger. Course starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
I love how uninterested he sounds.
I don't know what you're grabbing.
But it's not this box. Granted, there was one right there, so...
guessing this isn't usually part of the course.
Good job, training. You did an excellent job there. Pat yourself on the back.
Maybe go out for a donut. And it's safe.
I'll tell you what it is. Safe.
Hey.
Well, yeah, by hitting Q, you bring up a big shield. A big shield is immune to bullets. However, it has both a lifespan and a health to it. You don't get to see the health. But if it takes enough hits, it will shatter.
Alternatively, if you let go of Q.
No, it's just a press.
Ah, okay.
Good time to have a shield.
Alright. Now, there is one huge problem with the shield.
Can't fight back with it?
You cannot fight back when you have a shield. There is an upgrade we can get later if we put points into the shield.
What's it allow you to do?
It allows you to throw the shield.
Ah.
Damn it.
Ice.
Yeah, it needs the GTA wasted every time you do that.
I don't know, I was always picturing the more of the Resident Evil, you are dead.
Oh, dead, dead, dead. And yeah, because this is the last save point we hit, we are now all the way back here. But we have all the abilities still.
Yep.
So, no real reason to go back.
We have to go back because that's the way to the main elevator.
Ah. Okay, then.
So we're going to go ahead and get more energy.
I'm wondering how interesting speedruns would be for Metroidvania games if they worked like that. Like, once you got the power-up, you have the power-up. But if you die, you go back to the last save location.
Well, they just figure out death routings.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. And yeah, we will mostly be using shield in either incredibly desperate situations or more commonly just in places where you're scripted to need a shield and can't really fight back. Check. Let's see if I have headshots. armor. Forgot to check the turlets.
The turlets?
Looking around to see if we can snag an early file yet, but we can't do anything with Blackrock Processing just yet. Oh, there's a file over here. As we are blinded by the light. Tennyson report warning. Listen, Trench is on the warpath about this Tennyson report thing. He wants to know who wrote it, and he wants to know yesterday. Whoever did is going to get crucified. I don't know if it was one of you guys, and I don't want to know. I'm not super keen on leading a witch hunt, so tell everyone in the sector to keep their heads down. Best not to be on anyone's radar right now, you know? I tell you, not even counting all the weird shit we deal with, this place can be downright hostile work environment sometimes. A. And of course, we got the file on the home safe. Home safe, OOP22-KE. Containment procedure. No unique procedures required. The object is a guardhouse brand home safe. Weight measurements vary. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to telekinetically gather items and debris from their surroundings. The object is currently bound by Redacted. Discovered in the basement of a home in Redacted, Ohio, the object gained rapid interest in certain online forums dedicated to opening abandoned safes. After months of failure, the owner attempted to open it with explosives. The object survived with no physical damage. Bureau agents were dispatched, now confident of its paranatural nature. Blood occasionally emerges from the seam around the object's door. Tests confirm the blood is not human. X-rays taken of the object indicate something is trapped inside, though the images are always blurred. It indicates the contents of the object are moving. All attempts to open the object have been unsuccessful. Acquired in 2014. So yeah, there may be something in the safe. Don't worry about it. Look, cool
Bleeds
shield powers.
occasionally.
Look, all I'm going to say is I am perfectly fine with that safe door remaining shut.
The blood's not human, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. More importantly, I think it's a point of they can't identify what blood it is, because I'm pretty sure if it was like some type of animal's blood, they'd have just outright said that.
Is it really even blood?
Probably.
It is directly called blood.
Well, no, it just looks like blood. Could be tomato juice.
They did not say blood-like liquid. They said blood.
Coma-like state.
Ugh, worst fucking doctor. I think I want it in my whatever that thing is where like you're able to say if you're in a vegetative state, like what you want done. I think I'm going to have written in mind that if my doctor ever describes what I'm in as a coma-like state, pull the fucking plug. I am not in good hands.
Jesse, you made it. And you lifted the internal lockdown. Let's talk, Emily. Yes, of course. Listen, Emily. Screw it. Just tell her. I haven't been completely honest. I have a younger brother, Dylan. When we were kids, we found an old slide projector in Ordinary's landfill. The slides created doorways to other places. Bad things happened. Came through. That's all she gets. The rest stays locked inside. But
Like
we
that's
found
safe.
help. Through one of the doorways, we met something. A being.
A being? What kind of being?
It's hard to describe, but she helped us. We managed to turn the projector off. The bad things that came through the doorways were gone. After that, your people came. Tried to grab us.
What do you mean, your people?
I ran away. They got Dylan. I left him behind.
Bureau agents took your brother?
Yes. You covered it up. No one believed me. I just want to find Dylan. I've been looking for him ever since.
What happened to the slide projector? It sounds like another object of power.
I thought you took it. The Bureau. Along with Dylan.
I've never heard of it. But around here, I assume everything's classified. You know, I looked into the ordinary AWE case files after you mentioned it. Trench and Darling were both involved. A large area of the containment sector was reserved for it. The case hasn't been active for a long time. I have no idea if anything's still there. Can you tell me more about this being you found?
Let's hope you two get along. She's been with me ever since Ordinary. In my head. She led me to you. I call her Polaris.
As in a guiding star. Did Polaris know about the hiss? If she got you in here in spite of the lockdown, she's very powerful. Which may help explain your test results. Your readings are incredible, Jesse. Now, cross-referencing them with the database, I found 2 matches in Darling's old classified files. Unfortunately, I can't access them beyond the file codes, but one was P6, referring to a prime candidate for a potential future bureau director. This was logged years ago.
Dylan. Is that Dylan?
The other match is on something called Hedron, which must be connected to these Hedron resonance amplifiers somehow. All I know is that Marshall went to the research sector to secure the HRA production after the hiss first attacked.
So, Marshall seems like our best lead on Dylan. I need to go after her. How can I get to the research sector?
Use my keycard. The sector elevator will take you there.
And we have clearance level 3 now.
Hooray.
Marshall is the next step. What Emily told me about Ordinary, my powers being connected to things in the Bureau's past. I am so close to something. Do you feel it?
Coming in the air tonight.
We take turns
Oh,
to
Lord.
come for a visit. I helped you. You owe me now. And when time comes, I will come calling.
Alright. We got 4 more points. I think we also have more things to talk to Emily about.
Hi, Jesse.
Yep.
I keep finding traces of Darling, but still can't find him. Where could he be?
But he's usually in his office in research or one of his labs. Dr. Darling has quite a few all around the Bureau. Could be hiding in any one of them. I checked myself, but I don't have access to most of them.
I check myself, but I don't want to.
He didn't let you into his labs?
That sounds like a lot of work.
Not all of them, no. Some had volatile
That sounds
material.
potentially fatal.
I mean, this whole place is volatile.
Actually, probably
material.
fatal.
Could have at least thought of a more convincing lie. I mean, how can I work without access to all the data possible?
Do you not know how need to know things work?
This place has a bad
Is that something
habit
you
of
don't need to know, maybe?
So you notice the building shifts. Did you know that 39% of Bureau accidents are caused by the shifts? It's true. I ran the numbers myself.
So they're dangerous.
It's true, because I made this shit up.
Very. Yet one time, a shark got shifted into a meeting room along with over 2,000 gallons of water. It was a tiger shark. Darling.
I'll be honest, I think the water was the bigger threat.
I forget what he was researching.
It's like, if you had just the shark and not the water, not a big problem. If you have just the water and not the shark, big fucking problem still.
You said you're an assistant?
Oh, it's just a title. I'm a scientist, a researcher. I work for Dr. Darling. See, when Bureau agents go out in the field,
I
altered world events, we
question
study
why
the
their offices are
materials
actually
and
in
altered
this
items
building.
They bring back. It's always something we've never seen before, and studying them requires new instruments, methodologies, sometimes entirely.
I mean, I understand having staff in here. But you might want to also have, like, I don't know, another
There's
office.
no guidebook for what
Yeah.
everything that happens at the Bureau, including the science, is without.
You know how cheap the rent is here?
I would guess free.
Exactly
Yes.
is the Ocean View Motel?
That's a bigger question than you might think. You see, I have extreme doubts that the motel is a single place. I mean, look at all the doors inside it. Where do they all go? But we know that one door leads to the oldest house, but how come we can only ever open that one door? Maybe to open a door, you have to have entered through it. So if every door leads to a different dimension, plane, reality, whatever you want to call it, then I believe that the motel is firm proof that parallel universes exist.
Does Darling agree with that?
I haven't told him yet. I'm waiting until I can prove it.
What can you tell me about control points?
They're nexus points of the oldest house's unique energies. Now, I wrote a 30-page proposal hypothesizing that we could siphon energy directly from them. Darling didn't even get through the first page before he turned it down.
Right. And, has anyone ever used them to teleport around?
What? No. What, I mean, you mean physically? No,
That would
not
be
I've
crazy.
heard of. Why?
Because that's how they work for me.
What? Really? Oh my god. More tests.
Let's hold off on the tests until later, okay?
Okay. You know, it's just, wow. I mean, this blows my control point theories right out of the water. I love it.
So, touching again on the SCP Foundation thing, there actually is kind of a funny coincidence when it comes to SCP Foundation and Control. In the universe of the SCP Foundation, and this predates, to my knowledge, the game Control coming out, there is a section of the lore for an FBI-backed group of paranormal researchers, like a division of the FBI that's devoted to paranormal stuff, called the Unusual Incidents. The joke is that the UIU is underfunded, understaffed, has no idea how anything works, and usually gets called in when the local cops don't want to deal with whatever, like, four-armed, scythe-wielding Sasquatches they found. So the UIU is considered a joke, and it's just funny that now we have the Federal Bureau of Control, which is what the UIU wishes it was on its best days. So we're just going to go right down the list here. Now we can launch large enemies. We get an additional personal mod slot. And let's go ahead and grab launch large objects as well. We're pretty much just going to bottom out this tree before any others. It's that useful of a power.
Fair enough.
Still can't afford the upgrade to grip. But we now have another mod slot. And guess what we can put in here?
All of this stuff.
What can you say? Is it energy cooldown?
Yeah, it is launch energy cost.
Oh, yes, that's what I was thinking of.
Now launch costs 11% less energy. Let's sell off a couple mods here. Once we get a second slot, we'll be putting that ammo refund chance on hit on. Because when you're firing the spin, it's just a whole lot of chances to refund ammo.
Makes sense.
Okay. So us getting security level 3 opens a couple of things up. First off, it opens this room. Gets us another radio that doesn't work.
When do we get the wave beam?
The closest analog would be the Pierce.
When do we get the ice
Now-
beam? We can freeze hiss, then hop on top of them to navigate.
I was gonna say, now, does it pierce objects or enemy?
Both.
Okay. Then it is a combination wave beam and plasma beam.
Check quick.
But when can we transform into a bat?
Oh, we could transform into a snake. I know it never helps, but fun.
We unfortunately can't transform.
Ugh.
Transforming into a snake, something that will also come up in Elden Ring.
Ugh. It never helps.
In my non-stream game, I just fought that asshole.
It's not really that bad.
Not really, no.
Fake planes.
I love that so many games are bringing back that concept.
Turns out
the
we
Ring
have
DLC, FF14, but the... Huh?
Dear New York Tribune, airplanes aren't real. I figured out how they do it. Windows are TV screens. The whole thing moves on big tracks like a roller coaster that moves through underground tunnels in the earth. Airports are more like train stations. They do this because the sky is full of monsters that they don't want us to know about. The planes we see in the sky are the monsters. The government made the earth trains look like the monsters so they could lie to us better. Don't contact me. The Dead Letters department is great. You must shut up then. Research. Let's see, I'm trying to remember if there's another secure door. Access to. Watched this before.
Take that, chair.
Man, went right through the railing on that one. Let's... There we go. So the forms we can buy from the control points aren't going to disappear on us. If we don't buy them immediately, they'll stay there as long as it takes for us to buy them. If you're going through the game and you're pretty diligent about secret hunting, you can manage to find enough materials and money to just be able to afford all of the upgrades by the time you unlock the next round of them. In my playthrough of this, I never really had to, like, grind in order to get them.
That's good.
Barring a couple instances where I died a bunch, because when you die, you lose 10% of your money.
Ew.
And it's not a get it back kind of thing, either. It's just, you lose 10% of it. Mold room. This is the computer room.
I think I'll repeat. Ew.
Central Executive and unlock our new area. Check it real quick, because occasionally we'll get a secret conversation. Not really secret conversation, just more conversations that unlock as we go through the game. In here. Oh. Nope, that's 4. That's a radio. What's going on with the radio?
All I know is that video killed its star. Or so I've been told.
Oh.
I put all the blame on VCRs.
No, that killed the theater market. It did not. Reminds me, there's actually a movie coming out this month I kind of want to see. It has been forever since I've had that urge.
Which movie?
Deadpool and Wolverine come out this month.
That's fair.
And next month has another movie coming out that I'm actually interested in seeing. That is when Aliens Romulus comes out.
Central Research.
Central Research.
I'm Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Somebody thought this video would make for great internal communications.
I think they're wrong.
So, this is where the magic happens. Anyway, I've been here for
And this is why I've been disbarred from the Magician Society. I'm performing literal magic, and they call that unfair.
studies of grave importance, and in all this work,
Supposed to be tricks in sleight of hand.
we know, and that's how little
Said I was cheating.
Rest assured, we're committed
Not my fault that they are bitches.
to laws and borders of reality, and to make the Bureau proud. So, welcome. Assuming you have the necessary clearance, and do follow the safety protocols. Read the manual. Otherwise, bad things will happen.
Sounds like a threat, Dr. Darling.
Home of the Bureau's
It's
leading
not.
scientists.
I mean, yeah, I think you should follow the proper safe protocols for the safe that has a bleeding thing inside of it.
Oh no, but something's bleeding in there. We need to help it.
Not redacted the safe.
Fuck you. Counter. And back in the face. Oh, I grabbed the wrong thing.
Ow.
Those health bits.
Hey, only health hit one that matters is the last.
Yep.
So, we're gonna take advantage of pause time here. I heard you.
Pause time, eat sandwich.
Please forgive me while I slam all this produce down my throat. You can't attack. I'm in a menu.
Excuse me while I eat.
Rip, let him do that? Says we do.
I mean, he's in a menu. We can't do anything. It'd be rude.
Hydration. Oh, that's bullshit. Smoking kills. Oh, smoking didn't kill.
Smoking hurts a lot.
mini boss. Remember how I said that random encounters can just pop up in random places?
Yeah.
This is one of the worst rooms for that. Because every one of these levels has a trigger. I will not run out of stairs. Well, that's the way the parapsychology department. Parapsychology department. But there's a few things we want to check out first. Threshold's utility. Thresholds have always been sources of great inspiration and great challenge. When a new threshold manifests in the oldest house by Redacted, we never know what new discoveries it will provide to the Bureau, but we must always seize those opportunities. This report will examine the process of distinguishing recent threshold events based on their utilitarian possibilities. The Quarry brought Blackrock, one of our most invaluable discoveries, but if the mold has any scientific value, it has been difficult to find, due to the lengths we must go in fighting back this particularly prolific plant. These are very distinct cases.
Also, it's delicious.
These are very distinct cases and worth comparing, as their study offers vastly different dangers and rewards. Refer to file 5-94-1284 for full report.
Delicious. Highly lethal.
You know, it's
but
funny
so delicious.
Reports of agents licking the mold. Could be. If you see anyone trying to lick the mold, please stop them. Don't like ketchup. Got it.
Radio.
Yep, play that. Oh. Nova on mute for us.
Hubert. Blackrock analysis. 2 C. Vaughn from H. Tan. Subject. Blackrock sample analysis. Hi, Carla. Does it strike you as odd that Darling insists on having us appear in those bizarre videos of his? I mean, we just stand there. He doesn't even let us have lines or anything. Don't get me wrong. Beats a day in the lab. Plus, it's always great to work with you. Oh yeah, I finished the comparative analysis of the 2 Blackrock samples that you sent. The Prism, or whatever you called it. I filed them in the usual place under C for Carla. A handy mnemonic device, right? Anyway, let me know if there's anything you want to discuss about the data. I'll gladly explain. Maybe we can chat about it over some drinks. Or dinner, even. I can't remember the last time I had a good steak. Maybe we could go together after work sometime. I'm free tomorrow. All the very best, Hugh.
Hugh. I'm not into you.
I mean, you're a Pisces, I'm a horse. It just won't work out.
You're not really a horse, you're just a broom.
I'm surprised.
I don't like the hissing and the gas that's going on in that room.
I'm sure it's fine.
Alright, Jim, come with me. Acoustic research.
Those are words that are readable.
It's a lot of shit.
See if I can find it. Let me see if I can find a text version of it.
Yeah.
I see the phrase marionettes animated, and I want to know nothing more.
Okay. Song questionnaire. Answer questions within 2 minutes of listening. Audio Experience 84C, Poets of the Fall, My Dark Disquiet. Did the song elicit any particular memories? If so, elaborate. Did you at any point feel a strong emotion? If so, what emotion? Did a clear image of a weapon appear at your mind during the song? If so, elaborate. Provide a detailed description of your current surroundings as you see them. Have you ever heard the murmur of voices when no one is present? If so, what do they say? Do you hear them now? Please choose from one of the following pairs. 1 or 2. A or B. Day or night. Apple or orange. Burn out or fade away. We're going to go into this room. We're going to have ourselves a lovely experience.
Are we?
No.
Or
no,
because
we're
of
not. No, we're not, because of Vaughn. You're not going to hear anything.
God damn it.
So, we're going to stand here in this silent room, and we're going to talk for a second, and I'm going to warn you right now, this is me overthinking the remedy verse. But you're all my captive audience. You're all trapped in this metaphorical room with me.
Well, time for me to go to the restroom.
I can't seem to find a text version of that Blackboard, unfortunately.
Okay.
Not to mention, searching Control on Blackboard is not very useful.
No.
No.
Oh, right. So if you hit the button, it plays the music in here. Now, specifically what they are playing is a song by the band Poets of the Fall, named My Dark Disquiet. The song has some foreshadowing stuff in it and some things that once you've played through the game once, you go, oh, that means that. So here's my problem. The Poets of the Fall are a real band in real life. Who play the fictional band Old Gods of Asgard. Who are, and we will learn this later on when we get to the actual Alan Wake part of Control, a real thing in this universe. The Old Gods of Asgard are a band here. But so is Poets of the Fall. But Poets of the Fall are a different group from Old Gods of Asgard, who nonetheless also have magical powers. Are they trying to imply that Poets of the Fall are from the same source? That the Poets of the Fall are connected to the Dark Ocean? Are they implying that the Poets of the Fall are a fake band that are put on by the Old Gods of Asgard? Are they...
So, I have a thought for this, and I think it explains it well. I think at the point that they wrote this and had Poets of the Fall, they were not 100% certain if they wanted to link Alan Wake and Control. So they left it as Poets of the Fall, just to keep it straight there. And when they finally made the decision that yes, they did want to do it, they brought in the Old Gods of Asgard from Alan Wake for that.
Alternatively,
The only issue is they want to connect them as far back as Alan Wake to Quantum Break.
No, even
so I
farther
imagine
than that.
they would have wanted to connect it to this as well.
Even farther than that,
this is
one of the
also
songs in American Nightmares soundtrack references the town of Ordinary as a place. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Vince. Sorry, I'm talking.
Alternatively, they wanted to name drop their friends, who they previously used as a fictional band, with their actual band name.
You are most certainly correct, which is why I preface this by saying I'm way overthinking the remedy.
So the other thing I will throw in is this was also the first game they did outside of the Microsoft umbrella.
That's the thing, though. They retained the rights to Alan Wake. They didn't retain the rights to Quantum Break. But Poets of the Fall weren't really involved with Quantum Break. And their involvement with Alan Wake was solely as the band Old Gods of Asgard.
Right, like I said.
Voice for Torment.
Specifically why I'm saying they may not have been 100% sure they wanted to connect this to that, because part of that connected universe is something they no longer retain the rights to.
Well, they retained the rights to Alan Wake, and
Yes,
this,
but they did not to Quantum Break, which
But
we just said is linked to the same universe through Alan Wake itself.
Not until very recently, though.
Oh, okay.
Not-
So you say very recently. I
Quantum
thought
Break
that was Alan
the
Wake.
outlier in the Remedyverse
Okay.
until the DLC for Alan Wake 2 came out.
Oh, okay. So when you said that it was referenced in Alan Wake, I thought you meant
Except
the
I
original.
believe there's an actual blackboard, like a whiteboard or blackboard in Quantum Break that directly mentions Alan Wake.
Oh, yeah, it was
Yeah,
the blackboard
yeah,
in
that
the classroom where they were talking about the writer Alan Wake.
Like Alan Wake 100% exists in the world of Quantum Break.
Alright, let's try and decipher this. Night, the world is mine, with nobody else out here. It's time, run wild, and royally cavalier. To burn, ignite, I do it for so much less. When all is made clear, there is nothing else. And here we stand, the sweet, arresting duality. And I come to its resin.
Real quickly. Are these the lyrics to the song they mentioned?
I don't think so. Is the thing. It's been
No,
a while since
there's-
I've played Control, but I don't think this is the lyrics to My Darkest Quiet.
Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt that much. Just it's like
These are the lyrics to My Darkest Quiet.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Night, the world is mine, with nobody else here. It's time, run wild, with royalty cavalier. To burn, ignite, I do it for much less. When all's made clear, there is nothing else. Yada yada. It is the lyric.
Okay, we are not going here yet. I need to find a safe point. Which I think is back here, behind this area.
Use the women's room. You didn't wash your hands.
I didn't use the restroom. And also because I'm evil.
Fair.
You're so gonna spread that, mold.
Oh,
asshole.
No, we're about to go way farther than just not washing hands when it comes to the mold.
We're gonna lick it.
I just need to find a freaking safe point.
Lick that mold. Lick that mold. Lick that mold in your mouth.
Where mold belongs.
And another shelter. Event summary. A possible AWE in which an unnamed individual experienced a transcorporeality via a phone line. Event is notably similar to AWE-Redacted, in which Redacted. Event is believed to have been caused by Redacted, and as a result, the following measures have been taken to prevent Redacted.
Oh, that tells us nothing.
Something dealing with phone line. Redacted. I can hardly wait to find out that there is a thing that is really just something that redacts other things.
Why there's so many redacted files?
Why there's so many odd redactions on there is literally because the thing is just going wild.
Dude, there was one more encounter here. Oh god!
And in case anyone was interested, on all the pages that have redacted on them, the actual text behind the redacted block is just redacted.
Amazing.
Usually like extra, like, you know, EED to fill out the space.
Oh, I would have just centered the word redacted. Like, I wouldn't have bothered adding any extra letters.
Well, they add extra letters so that the black line text covers the entire thing.
Oh, I see. I see.
They're literally just blacking text and making the word redacted as long as it needs to be the size they need it to be.
What are they for?
That's pretty clever.
Do you always need to wear them
I remember correctly when looking through it, there's actually one like document in the entire game that doesn't just have a messed up version redacted underneath it, and it's generally useless information.
Brownie recipe.
It wasn't even that. It's like a one-line thing where it's like an actual word, but it's a word that isn't really a surprise because you can like suss it out if I remember correctly. I only remember this guy looking up last week when they're trying to find Blackboard stuff and redacted things.
We do that regardless whether or not.
Reminds me of the joke credits in. God, it is either Hot Shots Part 2 or Spy Hard. They actually have a brownie recipe in it.
Life preserver. Only instead of water, the thing HRAs protect you from is classified. One day that classified, not water, might pour in, and you'll be glad you got an HRA keeping you afloat. And if you don't have an HRA, don't worry. It'll be quick and painless. Kidding.
It'll hurt.
I'm kidding. We're making more.
Darling looks quite disheveled here.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the last things he did before disappearing, so it's probably in a rush.
I was wrong. It is Hot Shots 1 that has the brownie recipe.
Astral Plane Counter Essay. Compiled by Emily Pope, research specialist. Dr. Darling has insisted that certain objects of power share a direct connection to the Redacted, an entity or group of entities that we have little information on or that I'm allowed to access. That's definitely the board. In his written reports, he states that there is a clear link between those objects of power, the board, the astral plane, and the oldest house itself. His work supposes these links are innate, a fact ingrained into the very redacted of objects such as the hotline or the service weapon. What if these particular objects were never linked to the board, but had that connection forced upon them? Isn't it strange that no other objects of power require such direct contact with the board? Isn't it strange that using the service weapon, the hotline, will result in grievous harm or even death if the user is not the director, or at least worthy of the role? Why do we assume this involvement by the board is a natural fact, and not something more redacted? Refer to file 6-23-9382 for full report. This being Darling's office, there is a plethora of notes that we can pick up here.
Oh, plethora?
Yeah, it makes sense. Man, those cubes.
The Bureau has spent years studying why objects of power transport the users into the astral plane when touched. My predecessor, Dr. Ash, theorized that a potential receptacle determined by Jungian archetypes in the collective subconscious would be inhabited by paranatural entities when an AWE occurred in its vicinity, creating an altered item. Over time, a link was created by the Redacted and the astral plane to that item, making it an object of power. So many additional theories have been raised since Dr. Ash's time. Objects of power were placed on Earth as tests by some astral entity. Our dimension was once a part of the astral plane, and the objects were left behind as the borders receded. The astral plane was an early threshold into the oldest house, but the connection was severed. Now the two were linked solely to the objects of power. I will attempt to disprove some of these in order to thin the herd. Hopefully, the truth will emerge. Refer to file 6-32-6498 for full report.
More cubes. More cubes. Lots of cubes.
2. C. Darling from A. Lewis. Subject, Parakinesiology Report. Parakinesiology Budget. Dear Dr. Darling, I suspect my colleague Dr. Harrington has already contacted you asking for an increase in your department budget. I'm not surprised. Parapsychology has always been the squeaky wheel, all fuss but no results. Parakinesiology has always been the stronger department. More breakthroughs, more tangible data, and more usable research. I'm sure a man of your esteem can plainly see which department is more deserving of the budget increase. Just think what those additional resources can do for an already formidable research team. Anyway, I know you're a fan of single malt, so I left a bottle of well-aged brown on your desk. Here's an admiration, Dr. Abraham Lewis.
Not a bribe.
Because that sounds like a bribe to me.
Not a bribe, you just like it. Totally unrelated.
Resonance Theory by Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Resonance. It's there, but we can't see it. It vibrates around us, through us, from us. What if the vibration is conscious? What could a force like that do? Redacted. Open the door to a redacted I've called Redacted. The redacted emits a force that's far beyond the forces we previously dealt with. It has shown me so much I have to wonder, is resonance the key element in all altered phenomenon? AWEs, altered items, objects of power, do they share a common redacted that we've yet to discover? We can harmonize control points. What else would the correct frequency allow us to achieve? What if resonance has been the answer this whole time? Refer to file redacted for full report. Alright. These will be important later. Those will not.
Oh, but they're important research into cubes.
This is dimensional research.
Cubes, the greatest of enemy. That is an annoying alarm.
Oh no, someone's starting Pac-Man.
What you're saying is we're going to be chased by like 4 different ghosts.
This is a weird version of Christmas Carol. Nope, there's that audio distortion again.
Yeah.
No, unfortunate.
Yep. Oh, Vince, are you able to check see if it's on stream this time?
Yeah, give me a second. Yeah, I'm definitely hearing a crackling.
Well, again, not really anything I can do about it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. And yeah, it's gone.
Okay.
Plant complaint. Hey, so I was just wondering about the plants in research. Is it really necessary to sing to them? I mean, the janitor does have a nice voice, and the plants sure seem to like it. Maybe you could just switch it up a bit? I'm getting pretty tired of the tango. Where do these plants even come from? One seems to remember when they were planted. People like them a bit too much, if you ask me. Are we being invaded by houseplants? Worth looking into. Dr. Lewis. This one's actually semi-important. Alright, let's go through this one. Shoebox notes. Some notes. I think I've stumbled onto something here. Only notes, early hypothesis now, further test needed. Shoebox, retrieved from Ordinary. Summer 2012. Regarding Ordinary AWE 2002. Potential altered item not flagged. AWE in the lab. Everything affected but the shoebox contents. We recreated the event. Same result. Recreated with a different shoebox from home. Same result? What the fuck? Shoeboxes can't be altered. Contents safe? Why? How? A loophole? We could use this. Who took the shoebox? We are in the middle of a test here. Bring it back, idiots. Samantha Webb, repopulation ongoing in the town. Blog, This House of Dreams, FBC alerted. Contents point to Thomas Zane. Reference Bright Falls AWE 1970 summer, 2010 fall. So we do get a rough time frame here of when the things took place in Alan Wake. Thomas Zane disappeared in the 70s, and the events of Alan Wake took place in 2010. And the shoebox, believe it or not, pops up again, which is why I'm spending time going over it.
The shoebox will return in the next Avengers movie.
Shoebox will return. Synchronicity. Penned by Dr. Theodore Ash, head of research. Synchronicity is a phenomenon long recognized by the wise, but only recently given a name by science. It's how we rationalize events connected by no identifiable causality, yet clearly conjoined in purpose. How does a dream foretell an event in the physical plane? Why do hounds bail at the death of their master, which has occurred miles away? The world is unified in ways we do not yet understand, and sometimes we stumble across these invisible, unseen chords and wonder at the result. Visionary Carl Jung laid the road, now we must walk it. My fledgling research department will make it a mission to reliably reproduce redacted behavior by the close of 1959. Once done, the mechanics of synchronicity will lay themselves bare in due time. We are striding into the future of science. History may not remember our names, but God himself will. Vertifile redacted for full report. Just get out of the way. I warned you. So that is a picture of a room from the Ocean View Motel, which is weird.
Ah.
Alright. Well, we've plundered as much as we can from this area. Oh, as I said, it's always fun having to run back through parapsychology. Oh, fuck me. Fuck you, buddy. What's up?
Trying to figure out where they're pronouncing. I'm pretty sure it's Jung, not Jung.
I may very well be mispronouncing a person's name.
Yeah.
Open.
To be fair, I am fairly certain if you are, it is consistently mispronounced in that way, because that's how I've heard it on TV.
She's in trouble. I need to reach her.
Also, for the audience at home that might not know, Carl Jung is an actual person.
Yes, Carl Jung is
What?
an actual person. Well, they're doomed.
astral plane. Similar to an iceberg, what you see is not what you always get. Regardless, this place is vitally important.
Oh,
Most
finger
information
slipped.
on the astral plane is classified, but we can talk in broad strokes, keeping in mind that these are staggeringly complex systems, and simplification does them no justice. Now, the white non-space, the ever-present inverted black pyramid, the board, all linked, intrinsically tied to the oldest house, tied to the director, the process of choosing a director, tied to all objects of power in terms of who controls them. Yes.
Okay, the projection can't hurt you.
Sure about that? Better shoot again just to be safe.
Watch this. We have more astral constructs. Namely, we have the Pierce we can unlock. Although we're still pretty far ways off from it. Realistically, the next thing I'll probably pick up is the second level of the pistol.
Yeah, from what I can tell, it is Jung.
Okay.
I mean, we're dealing with Swiss, so.
Right.
Fucking Swiss. I mean,
Now, I've hit a save point here. We're immediately going to head back.
Also, I don't know why I thought it was German. Probably because of Freud.
Partially that. Partially they also have a common language root. They're all Proto-Germanic.
Yeah.
So they're not actually that. They're not intelligible from each other, but they're not that far removed either.
Yeah.
Now it is time to head down the spooky hole.
Oh,
The spooky hole.
so spooky though.
Get spooked.
So technically we don't need to do this right now, but this is how we get the mold in. And technically the only thing you need to complete this area, to get down here safely, is the dash power.
That makes sense.
Yes, much like in the real world, dashing negates all
Downward momentum, yeah.
downward momentum.
Now the elevator works.
Hooray.
Ah,
you
right.
done?
I forgot that's a security 4 door, not a security 3. We will have to come back here when we have finished with parapsychology. Now,
Has anyone ever actually done with parapsychology?
No. We're going to be coming back. Just that single entry room that goes up and down forever, we're going to be going back there so many times. Because there is so much stuff that has been hidden. Oh, also, we hit a cutscene the last time this triggered. But now that we've opened the directorial lockdown and can go to all the sectors, there will be major targets that appear. A mini-boss will spawn somewhere with a bunch of guys, and we will be informed about it. We will have a set amount of time to go over there and take care of them. We can safely ignore them. We don't have to deal with them. And I do not feel like going back to executive just to deal with that. But if we want extra resources or money or things like that, we can go and do those missions. Oh, I got crushed. Save. More ritual purposes.
An early hypothesis was that the mindscape of the astral plane is subjective. But that was fast proven wrong. It's an actual place. Not a construct of the mind, even though it is with our minds that we enter and experience it. But then, one could argue that that's the case with all reality. We've been able to record footage of the astral plane by monitoring the brain activity of those experiencing it. That is the only concrete material that has come out of the astral plane expeditions. Apart from one shocking exception. In the astral plane footage, we're always in the vicinity of the pyramid. We've concluded that this, not the entire plane, is what the board controls. We have glimpsed movement, native species, always in the distance, and yet contact was made. We don't have footage of this, a technical malfunction, but when one of our astronauts returned, a brain cloud, an astral fugue, had hitchhiked a ride in his head. It ruptured out, killing the subject in question. It's a relentless predator, pursuing thoughts, minds, lethal to those the entity feeds on. Proper containment protocols are to be observed when dealing with it.
So is that what the hiss are?
No. That is a
Okay.
specific type of enemy that we are about to see very, very shortly.
Ah.
We call this foreshadow.
Damn it.
Who gave her a gun?
The board.
The Astral Exhibition was originally built for the astronauts to use as a training location, a place to grow accustomed to the sights and sounds of the astral plane before diving into the real thing. We could have done a better job with it, but Redacted was being stingy with the budget. However, once we discovered the Redacted, we decided to repurpose the space, similar to how zoos hope familiar surroundings will affect the well-being of their animals. We hope to observe the Redacted's behavior in an environment similar to its home dimension. So far, it just breaks everything we put in it, but Rome wasn't built in a day. Refer to file 3-19-3811 for a full report. Addendum. New naming conventions have been established for the astral entity now known as Astral Spike. Outdated terms in this report have been redacted.
Hey, we actually know the redactions on that one. Not specifically what it was, but what they're referencing.
How you doing, buddy?
I can't believe they keep that thing
Well then.
Yeah, that's not stopping anytime soon, unfortunately.
Unfortunate.
Alright, going to Krampus' place and unplugging the computer.
Yep.
Stop it right now.
I'm beginning to go back in time to the developers of this game and say, hey, knock that off.
Bad. Bad.
Wants to give you a hug.
It's okay. Everything is safe now.
What are you doing with that thing?
Poking it.
Someone answer, damn it! We need backup down here.
Marshall, are you still there?
Shit. We're so close. We need to hurry.
Oh boy.
And over there on your right.
No, game!
Grenade.
See, you grab the grenade, fine. It's just every time I try and grab a rocket, it always wants to grab onto, like, the ground next to me. Oh no, now it's the chair people. Chair people are the upgraded form of the telekinetic guy.
Yep.
They have the same weaknesses. They just have more health. Alive. Oh boy. Oh. Another control point.
We've encountered heavy resistance. We've fallen back to the work department. All agents are ordered to converge here.
Ah, astronauts.
Captive audience.
We got a couple things to read here. Hiss cluster. Hiss clusters are unique in that they are concentrated manifestations of Hiss resonance without the need of a host. Hiss clusters are dense, spherical compressions of Hiss resonance that serve support functions in the hierarchy of Hiss entities. The clusters are capable of replenishing Hiss hosts with infusions of resonance. This does not heal any physical damage inflicted on the organic host, but rather seems to rejuvenate them, allowing them to endure more bodily harm than normally possible. The fact that the Hiss makes an effort to preserve its corrupted hosts underlines the level of awareness and discretion that was previously just speculation on my part. Can this entity be considered an individual or simply an extension of the Hiss as a whole? Capturing one alive would be quite interesting. Refer to file redacted for full report. And of course...
That seems counterproductive.
Compiled by Dr. Bethany Harrington, Parapsychology Department Chief, by order of Dr. Casper Darling, Head of Research. This report serves as an introductory guide to the Astronaut program, including candidate requirements, training practices, and astral research procedures. Astronauts are chosen individuals who explore and document the astral plane by making physical contact with the X-ray light box, see case file OOP-18 for details, in the Hypnosis Lab, a section of the Parapsychology Division. Physical and psychological training is vital for the repeated transition between planes, known as dives. After each dive, astronauts must undergo a redacted session into cognitive recording chairs to record their experience in the plane. Gathered data has conclusively proven that redacted within the astral plane vary wildly between astronauts. On rare occasions, these dives can result in losses, often occurring when teams encounter aggressive astral entities. Refer to file 8-29-1838 for full report. Groupthink. Compiled by Paul Braunt, researcher, by order of Emily Pope, research specialist. The study extends the works of Irving Janis, Robert Barron, and the others by proposing strong causal links between groupthink and the passive or active use of telepathy. To prove these connections, the Parapsychology Department carried out various of Solomon Ash's original conformity experiments using a telepathic individual as the subject. See experiments redacted for details. Extensive qualitative and quantitative data resulting from these experiments was then used to identify telepathic interference within the group. Further empirical findings suggest measures can be taken to safeguard against telepathic influence on behaviors by engaging in redacted. Rather boldly, this paper stands to revolutionize decades of groupthink theory and provide new directions for further experimentation on the mind, including manipulation of redacted and redacted. Refer to file 3-18-2849 for full report. Box. Oh, we can actually get the Pierce. Let's go ahead and grab
Nice.
that while we have the ability to do so. Then that box up there requires an upgrade we don't have yet.
I see it. Another object of power? They're just standing there, mesmerized by it.
Oh, look, there's another one of those things.
Click, 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 click.
Oh, there it is. Duh. So, these geometric symbols that we've been seeing all over the place, they are a passcode system.
Oh.
That the Bureau uses. Usually when you find one of these locks, you will see a icon somewhere in the area that shows you what you need to do.
Oh, okay.
This symbol right here.
In that case, the GameCube logo?
Yep.
Please state your name for the record.
Paul Warren, astronaut, first class.
And you are aware that exposure to the astral plane can result in death, disability, personal injury, corporeal entangling, cognitive collapse, loss of ego, and partial to full dementia?
Yeah.
Of course, while doing this.
You acknowledge that your use of the astral conduit, aka the X-ray light box,
First, this is Pierce. If that man wasn't invulnerable, he'd be dead right now. It is a long-range charge beam. And this is our new power. It's called Seize. We have mind control.
Yay! Just what I always wanted.
So enemies have to be at
Or
low
am I
health.
being made to think that I've always wanted that?
Oh.
Depending on who you seize, you can get good or bad results. Alright. Now we can leave. And they're all dead.
Their brains were fried when I took over the object.
Now you are the oral knot. Astral knot.
Not gonna lie, I do love that name.
Don't have good jumping yet. Alright. And that, I think, is a fine place to call it for the night.
Yeah.
Spend our abilities here real quick. C's abilities are okay. Generally, I will put points into this when my energy is maxed out and my throw is maxed out. Speaking of maxing out throw. And we finished board countermeasure.
Nice.
You will note, even after doing a full playthrough of this game, I have not done enough of these missions to get the achievement for doing 25 of them.
Huh.
Just kind of the nature of the beast. Anyway, thank you for joining us on our Sound Goblin Thursday. We are slowly but surely moving our way through the facility, finding important people. Next time, we're going to be heading out into parapsychology and finding Captain Marshall, who is the head of the security forces here. Specifically, like the military lockdown forces. And see if we can secure more of these HWEs for people. Join us on Sunday when we'll be playing through more of... Is this Sunday the one that people are skipping, or...
I have that Sunday off, so I'm good for it.
Okay. So it's the next one that's potentially problematic.
The next one I'm almost certainly working.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, join us on Sunday for more SD Gundam G Generation Overworld, as we finish up the last mission we were on and get into the last mission of the C rank missions. And then join us on Monday for more Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth, where we might have a lot of Digimon that are ready to ascend to a higher plane of existence.
Oh,
I
boy.
may have been doing some power grinding throughout them.
Oh,
Well,
Grinding
leave
the
your friends
power.
there
On the power.
and come back to Control on Thursday. Until then, I've been your host, the Krampus.
Haven't you?
I've been Hunter Grain.
And I'm Vincent.
All right, remember, everybody, don't eat that mold.
Eat it.